Hey everyone, Howie Fisher from Fisher's Flies. Thanks for checking in today. Today I'm going to be tying a red-bellied beetle. This is a incredible terrestrial beetle pattern in my opinion. This is a fly that was introduced to me by a friend who lives down on the South Holston in Tennessee, and I've modified it a little bit. For the hook, I'm going to be using freshwater 570 dry fly long hook from Arex. For thread, I'm going to be using Vivis A-Dot in red. To get started on the fly, I'm just going to get started right behind the hook eye. I like to make one even wrap all the way down the shank, or one even layer all the way down the shank. Helps securing the foam a little bit later on better. So I'm going to wrap this about back to the hook bend. For the foam, I'm using Loco foam, and I'm using a cutout piece for using River Roads cutters. I'm just going to secure this right at the taper, and it doesn't really matter exactly how you secure this going forward because it's all going to get covered up with thread wraps and then also the body material. So I'm going to be using Semperfli dry fly poly yarn in red, but you can also use red ice dub or just any dubbing you prefer to use that's red. Originally tying this pattern as recommended by my friend, I was tying it with that red ice dub belly. I do like the ice dub as it creates a nice little sparkle, nice little sheen. But again, you can use any red dubbing or material that you'd like. So I'm going to go ahead and try and make it a little bit of an even body. Give it a 2-turn whip finish just to secure that. And then I'm going to use the rotary feature on my vise just to wrap this forward. I like to do that this way because I like keeping this material on the spool that it comes on, so that way I don't waste as much material. Once I've got it where I want it, I'll go ahead and make a few securing wraps to capture that material and then snip it off. Once I have a nice little even landing spot, then I'll go ahead and secure this foam. To secure your foam, give it 2, 3, 4, I'd say medium pressure wraps. You don't want to go too tight because then it'll cut through your foam. If you go too loose, it'll start rolling, obviously. For the wing on this, I'm going to be using just Parapost poly yarn, whatever you want. Going to go ahead and give it 2 or 3 wraps, and then I'm going to fold it over like you would, or you may have seen me do with or other people do with a chubby Chernobyl wing. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut it about the length of the hook, right at the bend. And these renowned scissors are very sharp, so they make cutting that foam or that yarn super easy. Then for a hot spot on this fly, I'm just going to use a pre-cut piece of orange foam. This is 2mm. You can use 1mm, whatever you'd like. But again, just to make this fly a little bit more visible and float a little bit better. For legs, I'm just using round barred white and black legs. I also like using black, just solid black on this fly too. You can use whatever you like or whatever color combination you're tying it in. So once you get those legs secure where you want them, you can go ahead and whip finish, cut your thread off, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut my legs like this. You'll notice I tie my legs in a loop. It just makes moving them around and keeping them out of the way when whip finishing and doing other things a lot easier rather than tying them in one piece at a time. Go ahead and also give that head a little bit of a taper, and she's all finished up.